Hey you guys, what's going on? It's Teenage Night, and this is the off season for Season 2 of my Oklahoma Dynasty. I'm not really that enthusiastic right now because I'm pretty much doing this after losing the Rose Bowl. Oregon did get their revenge, I guess. We beat them in the National Championship by 2. They beat us in the Rose Bowl by 14. But we're going to move on from that, go on to next season, hopefully be better. And yeah, so I'm not sure how long this video is actually going to be. I know the original one was only it was less than 10 minutes, but I had edited that down a lot. I originally had that live commentary and I somehow lost the audio to the commentary, so it screwed up. But this one hopefully goes through. And as you can see, these stats look pretty good, right? 30 TDs, 3,300 yards. I don't really know if that's a good completion percentage, but that stat. Over the last few games, I'd gotten a lot better at that, I think. And I tend to improve on that a lot next season. So, as you see, the rest of these, sacked 25 times. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Here is where I'm actually really impressed. Keith Ford, as a junior running back, 251 attempts, 1,500 yards, 12 TDs. He was easily probably the highlight of our season. P. Ryan, who just came in the last few weeks, ended up with 9 TDs on 46 carries. So I will definitely be using Samaje P. Ryan more. Keith Ford a little bit, obviously next season. Ross is probably just going to be sentenced to kick and punt return duties. Receiving wise, you can tell we ran a lot of screens because Keith Ford ended up with 41 catches, leading the team. I guess I don't know what the problem is here on why the receptions are so low. If I go to, say, Bama, 64, 53, 38, 29. I don't know why that is. But I like the sliders I'm using, so. Leading team in touchdowns was sophomore Micaiah Quick. And it's a good thing he's doing that now because next season it looks like he's going to be our #1 receiver. Then he was followed by Green Beckham, then Deron Neal. Sterling Shepard actually had a pretty down year. And then Isaac Islana, Taylor McNamara, and Keith Ford. Defensively, I thought we were pretty good. Solo tackle-wise, these 4, Hatari Bird, Stan Von Taylor, Stephen Parker, and Frank Shannon, are actually all in the top 5 in the country. But we will look at that here in a minute. Sack-wise, you got to go with Charles Tapper, who ended up with 20 this year. I think last season he got 21 or 22. So, yeah, that was crazy. Interception-wise was Stephen Parker, followed by Zach Sanchez. 2 of those coming in the Rose Bowl, which helped us stay in it, but, I mean, obviously we didn't win. Deflections, which is pretty much dropped interceptions most of the time, Stan Von Taylor. And did we really force any fumbles this year? We forced 3, and it looks like we recovered 2 of them. So, I know we did not do a lot of kicking this season, because most of the time we got across the 50, we were scoring. So, I mean, for how much he came in, Kelvin Taylor did really well. As long as 46. He was 71 of 71 on extra points, which that's pretty good. He probably led the country in that. And then he had 94 kickoffs and 73 touchbacks, which we'll compare that to the rest of the nation here in just a second. Kick return, Alex Ross did win Returner of the Year, I believe. So he had 67 returns for 2,300 yards and 4 TDs, long of 104. Micaiah Quick did actually have 1 return for 52 yards. Punt return, we didn't really do too well. I mean, I averaged 11 yards a return, but wasn't really much to that this season. Now for everyone in the country, the highest quarterback rating, Brett Hundley, followed by Matt Johnson, Trevor Knight, Marcus Mariota. Pretty much everyone who you'd probably expect up here. Touchdown-wise, we finished in the top 10, I guess, which is good. Interception-wise, I'm pretty sure we led the country. Well, at least we led the country in some statistic for passing. Completion percentage, Mariota, who absolutely dominated us. Who was sacked the most this year? Wow, 61 sacks. That's crazy. So now looking at rushing yards, we see Melvin Gordon led the country. He's gone after this season. And then we have Mike Davis, Jacoby Owens, Jonathan Gray, Rasheem Thomas and Keith Ford. Leading the nation in touchdowns was Keith Harris Jr. And what else? Broken tackles, I guess Jonathan Gray. He broke 39 tackles on the year, and I'm going to assume at least 20 of those were from OU. Who fumbled the most? Okay. Wow, Trevor Knight actually fumbled quite a bit. I didn't notice that, I guess, throughout the season. Receiving wides, Mark Edwards, the senior redshirt wide receiver from Tulane, ended up with 133 catches for 1,700 yards, 8 TDs. Joshua Bowen, 1,900 yards, 20 touchdowns. Wow. Did he lead the country? Yeah. Deontay Gray actually had a few. And that's pretty much it from there. Defensive tackles, we didn't really get anyone up here. But solo tackles, we have 4 of the top 5, which is pretty impressive. But that also tells me we were on the field a lot. And it's also kind of bad that 3 of the 4 are safeties, or DBs, pretty much. Kicking, field goal percentage. Okay, how did that guy make 15 of 15 but only get 99%? I don't know. Matt Green, I think he was 100% most of the year, and then I guess missed one in the bowl game, but whatever. Blocked. Okay, yeah, that's really unnecessary. Extra points made, 71. Extra points attempted, 71. So we tied Oregon for pretty much the most touchdowns on the year. And their kicker actually missed 3 of them. And, okay. Now we're going to look at the amount of kickoffs. And as you can see, Warren Harvey from East Carolina. I mean, Kelvin Taylor's up there. But this stat. 73 touchbacks, and the second place is at 21. That's pretty crazy. Kick returns, Alex Ross actually had the most, which is cool, but also a frightening stat, because that means we lit up a lot of touchdowns. And that's also something I want to improve on next year, is how good my defense plays. Touchdowns, we were the only one with more than 1. Okay. Did we have the longest return of the season? We tied with some dude from SMU. Punt returns, yeah, like I said, we really didn't do much. Average. We ended up with the 3rd best average, but very few people even returned punts for touchdowns. In case I have not shown this yet, which I don't think I did, Derrick Henry from Alabama won the Heisman, followed by Mariota, Brett Hundley, Mike Davis, and Trevon Boykin. Now here are the bowl results, and I'm just going to kind of scroll through them. I've already looked at these, so I know all the big games and stuff like that. But, I mean, I wish we could have been in a championship game, but with how we played against Oregon, I don't think we could have matched up well with Alabama or UCLA, for that matter. Yeah, that kind of stings. But not as bad as that. I guess I didn't see that one. 45-7 in the Fiesta Bowl. And then Florida and Florida State play each other in the Sugar Bowl. And going down. There is your national champion. Alabama Crimson Tide. They won it 38-21. I don't think we could have kept up with them. They look to be really strong on paper, I guess. And before we look at who's leaving, I wanted to look at the coaching changes to see who in the Big 12 had big coaching changes. And if you can tell at the bottom of the screen, it says I have 27 offensive coordinator upgrades, which tells me I probably have a new offensive coordinator. So I'll have to look at that. Well, Iowa State got a new offensive and defensive coordinator. Kansas got new everything. So we have to watch that. They might be good in a couple years. Kansas State got... Oh, he just re-signed his. We actually did get an extension, which is cool. And it looks like our old offensive coordinator left for a new job. So we will have to see where that is. Because that's the 2nd year in a row my offensive coordinator has left. Oklahoma State's defensive coordinator got fired. Their offensive coordinator got fired. And Mike Gundy got fired. Wow. I'll have to see where all of these people went. TCU's offensive coordinator got an extension. And Gary Patterson got an extension. Cliff Kingsbury got an extension. And it looks like Bill Legg, who was our offensive coordinator last season, is going to coach at the University of West Virginia. who we will definitely be playing because they're automatically on the schedule. So now the only thing to go see is where Mike Gundy went, because I'm kind of curious about that. Mike Gundy is the new head coach at the University of Las Vegas. Kind of sucks. That's a pretty hard fall from Oklahoma State to Las Vegas. Okay, so it looks like we have a couple problems. Trevor Knight wants to leave, so no. You won't regret getting your degree. You know what? If he comes back and he plays good for one more year, he'll be a round 1 pick, right? Alright, we got him. Trevor Knight's staying. We got Trevor Knight for another year. Keith Ford. You won't regret getting your college degree. Where are you projected to go now? I'll say round 2 pick. I really hope he ends up being a round 2 pick. Alex Ross. You won't regret getting your degree. Alright, yeah, he's definitely... Oh, really? So, J.D. Thomas, who I think just... We either just got him or he just transferred to us or something. Whatever. I mean, I can't guarantee you'll play more than 6 games. Yeah, he's gone. Okay, so we lost Green Beckham. That sucks. We lost Tapper. We lost Jordan Phillips. We lost Sterling Shepard. We lost... I forgot how to say his name. And we lost Onawa, Frank Shannon, Ty Darlington, P.O. Lindley, Deron Neal, Isaac is... Oh my god, we lost so much. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how much changes coming next season. Okay, so this is the recruiting part of the offseason, but the thing is, I've already got 35 commits. So, I can't get anyone else. I would have really liked to get Chad Newton, because he was the #1 DB. But unless, like, I'll put everything into him, because he's really the only one, or... I'll put some into him, and maybe he'll walk on, but I doubt he will. I don't know if he actually can or not, but you know what? Whatever. He's the only one I want, really. So, we'll just go with that, and if I get him, I get him. If I don't, I don't. So, these are the recruits that I actually got. I got John Marshall, Allen Anderson. I promise the better players are near the bottom. Vernon Anderson, Joe Ross, Lamar Higgins, Ryan Graham, Albert Hall, Paul Floyd, and then this is where we get into the good players. Marcus Moyer, the #1 tight end in the country, committed to us. Alan Melton, the #8 wide receiver. E.J. Poland, the #2 defensive end. Tenard McDougal, the #1 defensive tackle. Mario Hawkins, the #6 defensive end. Vince Brown, the #11 defensive tackle. Jake King, the #15 defensive end. Kenny Anderson. Tyrone Stover, the #12 tackle. Mark Taylor, the #9 center. Zach Matthews, the #13 outside linebacker. Ray Smith, the #17 outside linebacker. Corey Lee, 19 outside linebacker. Charles Rice, the #31 middle linebacker. Devin Morris, the #68 athlete. And Chris Thompson. I have all 35 commits already. I think I said that. So I can't get anyone else. I'm hoping Chad Newton walks on. I don't think he will. But as you can tell, this recruiting class is mainly defense. A big part of it is defense and a little bit of offensive line. And I think next offseason I'm going to focus a little bit more on offense. Or try to balance it out. I'm not really sure yet. But let's see if we get anyone else, which we probably won't. So as I expected, I don't think we got anyone else. We do have to face Chad Newton every year now. That's what I was afraid of. Is that he's the #1 DB coming out of high school this year. And we're going to have to face him for at least the next 4 years. Or 3 years, I guess. Yeah, we didn't get anyone else, obviously. So, let's see what else we can go to. Oh, that's interesting. We did get the #1 class. Okay, so I've gone through and figured out where I want these 2 athletes to go in terms of position. This guy's going to go to halfback. Just to kind of fill a spot. Or, he's 6 foot 275. We'll put him at fullback for right now. I can obviously move him if I need to. And this guy is going to free safety. And now for my favorite part of the offseason, which is training results. Seeing how much better everyone got. And before looking at anything, we're going to start with the QB. So, we now have 2 quarterbacks on the roster that are 99 overall. I'm obviously still going to be starting Trevor Knight. But if he gets injured, then I know we have a very, very good backup. His throw power did go up. His throw accuracy went up 3. Mayfield's a little bit more accurate, but he didn't have as much throw power. And then Justice Hansen got a little bit better. Corey Cannon got a little bit better, which is nice. I plan on one of these two taking over after Trevor Knight leaves. Which I guess, as long as I can keep Baker Mayfield in, he might start 1 year, and then him, and then these guys should come in as juniors. And one of them will get that spot. Halfback Keith Ford progressed a little bit, 96 overall. Samaje Perine, 95. We have 4 halfbacks that are 90 overall. That's crazy. Easily, Keith Ford is probably the best one. Alex Ross with that 99 acceleration, 97 speed is going to be our definite kick returner. Elusiveness, yeah, I like the way all this is looking. So, yep, we're definitely keeping Keith Ford as the starter this year, but Perine will get carries, I promise. Dimitri Flowers did actually get a little bit better. Not really breaking tackles. Let's see if his blocking got any better. Where's that at? That's what I want to look at for him. Is if he can block a little bit better now. A little bit. A little bit. Can't impact block that well, but he can pass block and run block a little bit. So let's see how good the receivers got. This is actually the position I'm worried about the most this year. We just lost Deron Neal, Dorial Green-Beckham, and Sterling Shepard. And now we have to go on with Micaiah Quick and Jeffrey Mead leading the team. Honestly, if you thought I threw a lot of picks last year, it might be awful this year. I mean, we have a little bit. We do have a few freshman red shirts coming up in a few years, but none of them are, you know, tremendous right now. I do have Alan Melton, who I'm probably going to redshirt. But I don't... we are going to be running the ball a whole lot this year. Tight end-wise, Taylor McNamara will be our starter as a senior. And he is now 81 overall. We do have that other tight end that I might put in occasionally. I'm probably not going to redshirt him, but we'll see. DJ Ward, you are the left end. You have a big, big spot to fill coming off of Charles Tapper. Right end, Matt Diamond. I think it's Diamond. I don't think it's Demon. So Matt Diamond is our right end. Defensive tackle, we got Jordan Wade and Charles Walker and Brandon Lee. So our D-line might not be as strong as it has been so far throughout this series, but I'm definitely going to try to make this work. Left outside linebacker Jordan Evans goes up to 84 overall. Middle linebacker Dominique Alexander goes to 87. And right outside linebacker Devontae Bond. That is also a position I'm worried about this year, is the right outside linebacker spot. Hopefully, this season, this is a much better position. It was not that great last year. We do have Edward Parrish Jr. this year, so that's good. And we will see what we can do with him. But I don't know if it's going to be much. I don't know how much he's going to add to this. Stan Von Taylor is actually losing playing time because of it. I will be counting a lot on Hatari Bird this season. That's going to be a big position that we're going to need to come through. I do have Kevin Harris, who came in a little bit last year, and Matt Williams, who I plan for him to replace Hatari Bird because he will be leaving after this season. Strong safety, we're going to keep Steven Parker, and he's a junior, so we have him for at least probably the next season, and hopefully for another one. But if we don't, then we do have Bill McGrew ready to come up and take that spot. So all in all, this team does not look half bad, besides the fact that our top 6 players are quarterbacks and running backs. But I think we'll be fine this year. I don't know what exactly to expect from this team this season, so I don't know what you guys should expect, but I guess we're going to continue on now. Okay, so as you can see, preseason ranking, we are going to start at number 8. So we've got quite a bit of work to do, actually, in terms of OU standards most of the time. And first things first we're going to do is redshirt people. See who we need to sit for a year. And that will be no one from probably any key positions. You. Alan Melton, I am going to redshirt you. I decided that a while ago. And I can't redshirt. I don't want to redshirt anyone from the line. I'll redshirt you. Left end. Obviously, I'm going to have to I'm going to have some of these people come in and play a little bit. So I'm going to redshirt you two. And I'm going to move John Marshall over the right end on the depth chart and see what that does. But right end wise, nothing. DT, I'm going to redshirt you. I'm going to start McDougal. Just because in case one of these guys gets injured, we have to have someone else there. Actually, no, I'll redshirt him too. If one of them gets injured, I'll move a left end over there. So left outside linebacker, Zach Matthews. Now, if one of these guys, if it comes down to it, I can take the redshirt off these guys. I would like to avoid that, but I could if I absolutely needed to. And DB, yeah, we're going to redshirt all of you. None of you are exactly great, and that might be a problem in a few years, which is one of the reasons I wanted Chad Newton, but obviously we couldn't get him. So, yeah. Free safety. You know what? Kevin Harris, I'm going to redshirt you this year. Last year I redshirted Matt Williams. This year I'm redshirting Kevin Harris, even though he's a sophomore. Strong safety. Nope. Kicker. Nope. Punter. Nope. Okay. So, there's the red shirts. So, for this, we are going to start Trevor Knight over Baker Mayfield and Justice Hanson. Obviously, we still have Corey Cannon and Mark Bailey on the roster. But probably none of them are going to get playing time, besides maybe Mayfield. Halfback, we're going to go with Pirine over Ross. So there's our halfback situation. Fullback-wise, yeah, but that'll work. Please don't get injured, Dimitri. Wide receiver. Trevor Knight cannot be our 6th receiver. What is going on there? Hold on. Who is a worse receiver than Dallas Todd? Melton? No. How about that kid? Yeah. We can't have our starting quarterback and a receiver. Tight end. We'll go, yeah, I like that. We're good there. Left tackle, we're good. Left guard, we're good. Center, is there a better center? Those are starters. So I'll leave it at that, and hopefully he won't fall apart. So left end, we are going to go with DJ Ward. Right end, we'll go there. Should I start John? No, John Marshall's going to be a backup to the left end and right end. I think our D-line is going to get a lot of rotation this year. Defensive tackle, Charles Walker, Jordan Wade, Brandon Lee, John Marshall. John Marshall might be everywhere this season. You never know. Left outside linebacker. Edward Paris cannot be our backup left outside linebacker. What is wrong with you? Bond. Unless Bond's our starting right outside linebacker, which he is. Okay, so apparently I don't have enough linebackers. So go with Bolton. Bolton has to be our backup there. Bolton's apparently going to have to be our backup there too. So if one of these guys gets injured at linebacker, we are going to be seriously screwed. Middle linebacker is going to be Dominic Alexander with a backup of Bolton. So yeah. The fact that Edward Paris Jr. can play a better middle linebacker than Curtis Bolton is pretty sad. DB. LJ Moore is going to be our number 1. I don't know about that. Let's see whose catching's better. I don't know why, but I always look at... Oh my god, okay. So, yeah. I might actually put Edward Paris over Sanchez. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to put Edward Paris over Sanchez. So it goes LJ Moore, Edward Paris, Zach Sanchez, Stan Von Taylor, Ahmad Thomas. These two might get switched around a little bit. There might be different packages for them playing that. But we're going to keep it at that for right now. Free safety, Hatari Bird. Strong safety, Stephen Parker. Kicker, Kelvin Taylor. Punter, Kelvin Taylor. Wow, Baker Mayfield's our 3rd string punter. Okay. Kick returner is not going to be Samaj Pirine. Not going to be Keith Ford. If Mixon wants to be our 2nd, he can. But, no. You are going to be Alex Ross. Alex Ross and Joe Mix are going to be our kick returners. Punt returner is, once again... Well, who's fastest on the team? Alright, yeah, we'll go with Alex Ross. And Mixon will be our backup there, too. Okay, so there's the starting lineup for your 2016, 2017 Oklahoma Sooners. I don't even know. Season 3. Okay, so this is going to be our Season 3 schedule. We start with UTSA, which I'll get into why these games are here in a minute. UTSA, Texas A&M, bye week, Iowa State, Michigan, at Michigan, by the way. Open, then Texas, which has obviously been a problem for us in this series. Then Kansas State, then Open, then West Virginia, Texas Tech, TCU, Baylor, OSU. Which I'm happy this offseason OSU actually showed up on the schedule. It did not last year, in case you remember that. Obviously, the Big 12 games are here because they have to be. Michigan, I have decided to do a 2-year plan with Michigan. This year, we are going to play in Michigan. Next year, they're going to play in Norman. And then, obviously, Iowa State. Texas A&M I threw in there mainly because I wanted to face an SEC team. But I didn't want to face a team like Alabama that I know is going to give us massive, massive trouble this year. So I put in Texas A&M, and next year they will also come to Norman. And the reason I put UTSA, in case you don't remember, after Season 1, Cody Thomas transferred from OU to play for UTSA. Well, since he couldn't play last year, this year he is now their starting quarterback. So we're going to get some revenge on him for leaving. Because I actually had a plan for him, but he decided to leave and go to UTSA, so now we're going to play him. I will set up the recruiting board myself, off recording, but hopefully you enjoyed this off-season video, and hopefully you are excited as I am for Season 3, where we will start off against the UTSA Roadrunners.